on, you guys? Yeah, Coach Zoe here, and we are going to be doing a kettlebell circuit workout. All right, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest with some built-in rest breaks. Let's get started off with our warm-up with some jumping jacks. And butt kicks. Good. All right, next let's step it side to side. During this workout, I'm going to be showing two variations, okay? One for people that are a little bit more beginner with the kettlebell, and then a little more of an advanced version. So no matter what level you are, you can participate. Good. Take a nice wide stance. Let's let those toes point out, and let's drop down for some sumo squats. Keep your chest nice and high, belly folded. And sumo deadlifts. So just hinging through those hips, preparing the glutes for the workout. Good. All right, you can turn those heels out too while we're at it, and let's just dip side to side. If you need to put your hands on the mat, that's fine. Try not to lock out the straight knee, just elongate.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd know.
And bring those feet about hip width apart. We're gonna slowly take our time, reach for those toes, drop the head, and then drop into a squat. Press against the inner thighs and lift up. Activating the back, I want you to draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Press against those thighs. Pull that chin in. And go back to our hamstring stretch. And just kind of shake it side to side. Let's keep it dynamic here. And we'll activate again the neck squat. Open up the hips, open up the ankles. Good. Right arm to the ceiling and then switch. Make sure that you're actively pressing out against that inner thigh. Good. All right, standing on those feet. Hands overhead. We're going to hinge forward. And then we'll squat down. Keep those biceps in line with the ears. Stay active in that upper body.
I feel good. You look great. I like you. I can't wait.
Excellent. All right. Let's finish our warm up with our bell. All right, it's always so important to do. Give me a couple deadlifts here. A couple upright rows. Bring that kettlebell to your chest. A couple squats. And a couple press. Excellent work. All right. We got a minute before we get started. Quick demonstration just so you can see. All right, we'll have time in between, but it will move quick. If we are doing one hand on the kettlebell today, when we do our cleaning and we eventually will get to snatching, we want to make sure that we're not flipping, okay? What we want to do instead is pull that bell up the body. Think about tucking your thumb into your armpit and then twisting it over. Right? So see the flip? Now, the twist. So it's not hard on the wrist. So we're pulling up and twisting on the way. Okay? Pulling up, twisting on the way. If we're doing two hands today, you're going to be aggressive as you pop it up and catch it with two hands. Okay, so get ready to rock and roll. All right, 15 seconds, and we're gonna get started off with an alternating swing, or if you wanna keep both hands on that bell, that's fine. Alternating swing, we're gonna switch at the top of that swing, okay? So aggressive in the hips, proud chest, straight back, and let's get started. We are in a circuit in this circuit for 3 rounds, and then we'll have a long rest break. If we are doing a two-handed swing, okay, we're staying aggressive in those hips. Same exact motion. You can come up to the eyes, or if you want to take it all the way overhead, that's up to you. All right, but otherwise, we're alternating and switching our grip at the top of that bell. Make sure you're not bending forward too much. Want to avoid that too much of a fold. Go ahead, take a short break. Get ready, we have thrusters next. So for 2 hands, we'll grab it by the horns, squat down, press up. Otherwise, we're gonna do 20 seconds on the right side and 20 seconds on the left side. So this workout is as intense as you wanna make it. If we're in 2 hands, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. If we're in 2 hands, we're right here. Okay, if we're in a single hand, let's keep it front racked as we go down. Finish with that push, pull that belly in. I'll let you know when we're halfway. 3, 2, 1, switch those sides. And if you're on 2 hands, keep it going. Ten seconds. Woo! And rest. All right, our next interval will not take your breath away quite the same. It's just gonna be a weighted twist. So we're gonna slow the pace down a little bit. You're just gonna stand up tall, find a staggered stance, and twist side to side. Okay? 3, 2, 1, let's begin. We will switch halfway through with our stance. You want to make sure your hips are pointing forward. You're just twisting the upper half, switch sides. And rest. Okay, so that was 1 time through our circuit. We have 2 more rounds, all right? Take the same exact variations that you took the first time if you'd like. Otherwise, right, we have that single arm. We have our swings next, so either alternating grip or 2 hands. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Again, switching at the top of that swing, because that's when the kettlebell is the lightest. And make sure that while you hinge, okay, you don't want to hyperextend the hips. You're just extending and standing tall. Don't lean forward too much. It's a hinge, it's not a deadlift. And rest. Woo, my kettlebell is freezing, so my hands are getting numb. I don't recommend it. All right, next we have our thrusters. So again, if we're 2-handed, grab it by the horns. Boom, same thing. But if we're on that single side, keep that elbow up high and your front rack. That kettlebell should rest on your shoulder. Let's begin. I'll let you know when we're halfway. Pull that belly in. I like to keep a hand on my belly to remind me to draw inwards. One more, and switch. And rest. Whew. All right, we're going back to our twist. So remember, we want to move our rib cage independently from the hips. Okay, so it's not the full body, right? It's just the upper. Grab the belt by the horns in 3, 2, 1. Let's start that twist. Don't rush it. Take your time. Oops, switch sides. Went a couple reps extra. It's okay, your core won't know. and rest. Okay, that was 2 rounds through. We have 1 more to go, and then we have a nice long minute to rest. So shake it out. We're going back to the top with those swings. 1 final time. Last round through the circuit. Make it your best round. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. And rest. Woo! All right, next round, those thrusters, right? Pull down in that squat, full press overhead. You're two-handed. Make sure you're not punching out in front of you. Get it all the way directly overhead, right? In line with the center of the body. In 3, 2, 1, let's begin. I'll let you know when we are halfway. And switch. Ten seconds. And rest. Woo! All right, final movement of this round. It is your twist. Again, find that staggered stance. Okay, keep those hips in one direction. Oh, get ready, grab your bell. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. Switch feet. I love this exercise just because it's so simple, right? But there's so much stabilization going on. It's a little awkward. So it's totally a kettlebell type of exercise. We're here for 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, quick drink of water. You got 1 minute and then we're getting started. I'll start demonstrating before we're there. A little bit. You have that 20 seconds from that round, so we really have a really long rest. All right, so next we have a slingshot. All right, I'm gonna brief the 2 more complicated movements. So slingshot, it's like a single-handed swing, right? But at the top, you're pulling in and then punching out. It is a little advanced. We will switch halfway when we're there. If you need 2 hands for that kettlebell, you're just doing a high pull. So you're doing a little bit of a hinge, you're coming up with an upright row, okay? After that, we have squat cleans. So from the ground, you'll come up with your clean and drop underneath for your squat. Or with 2 hands, you're gonna pop it up, catch, and immediately down in your squat. But we have our slingshot to start in 3, 2, 1. 2-handed variation first. I'll show you. High pull, so a little bit of a hinge, aggressive hip thrust, and an upright row. Otherwise, pick one side, you're pulling in and punching out. It looks awkward, it feels awkward, I know. Good, that's halfway. Switch sides if you're doing single. If this is a brand new exercise, right? If you're still not feeling it, switch it back. And rest. Okay, so onto our squat clean again. If you're two-handed, you're popping it up and immediately into your squat. Do not crash to the bottom. That means don't just fall. You're going down controlled, okay? The power part is on the way up. So starting in 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Here's that two-handed variation. All right, here's my clean, pop it up. Get underneath of my squat. Otherwise, if you're doing single side, actually alternate, sorry. If you're doing single, let's alternate. We are halfway though, so if you were doing just all one side, you could switch now. One more. And rest. Woo! All right, next is our halo. So I like to stand in a wider stance, feet hip width apart, versus a stagger, but it's up to you. All we're gonna do is outline our head with that kettlebell. You'll go in one direction and then you'll come back. Draw that belly in. Let's get started. If you have a bun, ladies, just kiss your bun goodbye. All you're gonna do is knock it around. That's okay. Notice my core is stabilizing against this movement over my head. Keep a soft bend in those knees and in the hips. I don't want your hips shooting out in front of you. Two, one, rest. All right, so that was one time through our second circuit. We're moving on to rounds 2, then 3, and then we have a long break again. So get ready to rock and roll. We're back to our slingshot or the high pull. We got 5 seconds. Slingshot, one side, then the other. Let's get started. Begin. Here's that high pull variation. Otherwise, if you're doing a single, we got that slingshot. Again, it's like your swing, but you're pulling and pushing at the top. That's halfway, switch sides. And rest. Woo! I love that one. It's very funky, right? Kettlebells are one of my favorites because they're very functional of a tool, just because of the way we manipulate them and the way their weight distribution is. It calls for a lot of stabilization and a lot of natural movement. All right, squat cleans. Two-handed variation, let's go. Otherwise, alternating sides. Halfway. And rest. All right, next we have our halos. Is Rihanna here? No. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. All right, halos next again. We're not coming here. We're going all the way around the head. In 3, 2, 1, let's begin. I like to hold the bell by the horns. Gives me a little more space. Again, soft in the joints. Halfway, pull that belly in, keep your core locked. And rest. All right, quick breath. Then we're doing our third time through here. All right, remember what you're working for. Last round here, best round here, right? Get ready to rock. We got our slingshots or our high pulls, one side, then the other. Let's get started. Aggressive hip thrusts, pulling it in, punching it back out. And halfway, switch sides. Woo. That is a feat, turning while a slingshot and rest. Okay, final time through with those squat cleans. Again, if you're two-handed, you're not catching it, pausing, and then squatting. You're catching it and squatting almost at the same time, right? It's very 1-2. Okay, it's not. Let's begin. Squat cleans, alternate your hands if you're doing single. Aggressive hip thrust and pull, controlled on the squat. Halfway. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! All right, last time at these halos, and we have that full minute and 20 seconds, really, of a rest break. Woo! So get ready. Again, I like to hold it by the horns, just gives me a little more space to make my way around, especially if you're really swollen in the shoulders. Let's get started. Boom, pause in the front, controlled all the way around. Boom. Pull that belly button in. If you are new to my channel, to my workouts, you hear me cue that all the time. Vacuums, halfway. They are the key to your core stability and strength. And rest. All right, quick drink of water. We're on our third and final circuit, but we only have 2 rounds through of it. All right, so you better make every round count. Quick drink if you need it. All right, just a couple pointers while we rest. Oops. Okay, our snatch, that's what we're doing next. Okay, you will alternate. So same thing, we're not flipping the bell on the top, okay? We're pulling it up and then twisting our hand as we shift through. I'm not flipping it, I'm twisting, right? Little twist in the wrist. So coming up, boom. Okay, finishing with that punch. It's a pull all the way through. It is not a clean and press, okay? If we can't do that, we got dead pull. So deadlift to our high pull. Boom, okay? Clusters are next, and then we'll have a clean to a thruster, all right? Or single-handed. Starting with our snatch, alternate hands, let's get started. Boom. Boom, again, dead pull if we're not there. From the floor to the chin. Otherwise, continue to alternate. Ten seconds. Aggressive through those hips. And rest. All right, next is that cluster. So again, it's a clean thruster, right? So you're gonna clean it up, squat it underneath, finish with your press, or same thing, but a single hand, alternate if you're doing single. I'll start with my double in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Clean, squat, press overhead. Clean, squat, press overhead. One more. Otherwise, single hand, still twisting. Halfway. One more, and rest. Woo! All right, next we have our windmills. So if you're new, maybe do this unweighted. Otherwise, you're holding it at the bottom and looking up at your unweighted hand. If we're advanced, you're looking up at the kettlebell. Let's get started. Hinging through the hips, the side of the touching floor bends while the other one stays straight. This is a very slow movement. So we're gonna do one side, our second round through, we will do the other. I know it's gonna drive you all crazy. We're halfway for those of you that just need to switch. Again, belly in. Five seconds left. And rest. All right, one more time through. Last round, best round of the day, okay? This is your last push of the day. There are no more circuits, so you gotta dig deep. We're starting off with that snatch or floor to chin dead pulls. I'll start with my 2 hands. Let's begin. Again, notice I'm hinging. All right, but so I'm doing my snatch, I'm alternating. Twisting through that kettlebell. We got 10 seconds. Rest. Woo! All right. Last time through that cluster. Clean, squat, then press. I'll start with my 2-hand variation. If you're doing single, you're alternating. Woo! And then we're finishing off windmill with the other side in 3, 2, 1. Let's go clusters. Clean, squat, and press. Clean, squat, and press. Boom. And for single side, same thing, just a different path. 10 seconds. Couple extra reps. Let's go. Last one. Woo! All right. So, if your right hand was in the air last time, now your left hand will be. I'll still let you know when we're halfway. Woo! Get ready. Again, beginners, total beginners, no weight. If you're new to the exercise, weight on the bottom. Otherwise, let's get started with the weight on the top. Oh, I'm losing my mic. Pull that belly in, we're hinging. The grounded leg, the one of the side with the floor hand, is doing most of the bending. Last push, 10 seconds. Let's go, dig deep. And rest. Excellent work. You are done. Shake it out. Push that kettlebell aside. Let's just do some crisscross arms. Oh my goodness. While we step side to side. Thank you for joining me. If you like this workout, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more just like this. All right, and if you want to get notified every single time I release a new workout, please subscribe. All right, and from here, let's kick our leg up and then back with the opposite, right? Follow me here. Kick back, swing up, kick back, swing up. I know I'm making you do all this thinking. We just worked out. Just keeping it dynamic. Make sure you do your cool downs. It's important for your body. All right, we'll hinge forward, touch the floor, ragdoll up, reach overhead, hinge forward, touch the floor, ragdoll up. Excellent work. Let's do some backward shoulder arm circles. And roll out your toes and ankles. Good. Big step forward. Opposite arm, reach overhead. Let's open up the hip flexor. Bend to the side. Good. Switch sides. Again, open up the hip flexor, reach overhead. Bend over to the side. And rest. Thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you next time. Stay strong, stay tough.